Hello and welcome to another video. This video is part of a 3-part series where tomorrow I'll be starting an attempt to qualify for the UCI time trial, the UCI gravel and the UCI road amateur world championships. So the ruling is you have to finish in the top 25% of your age group of the participants that turn up on the day. Looking at it, I feel that it's gonna be quite difficult. I did a gravel race in Monaco in April, and I finished 12th, and I didn't finish in the top 25% of my age group. So it is becoming challenging. And I've made it extremely challenging with trying to do 3 in one weekend. There's a door slamming. And yeah, I'm quite looking forward to it. Shape's quite good. And I feel like the last few races have really helped, although, pacing has been an issue. The heat has been an issue, but I'm hoping that I can take those external factors into account and put in a better performance, in particular in the time trial. And then, I don't have a huge experience of racing, and certainly in a road race situation, it was pre-COVID the last time I did something like that. So we'll see how we go. It's been very, very busy trying to prep 3 bikes. So I'll be doing the time trial on the Officine Mattio, then the gravel race on the MV Mog, and the road race on the MV Melee. So the 2 Saturday and Sunday events, those bikes were in support with Velo Edge Bike Shop in Manchester, so shout out to them for helping me get sorted for these UCI events this season. Let's see how we go. Just arrived in Villars. I've got about an hour 15, I think, until I'm off. Maybe a little bit more. So I'm just having like a pre-ride activation stretch. And see, then, hopefully when I jump on the bike, my hips and my lower back will be loosened off. I've driven the course. The course actually is great. Like, the Strava stats made it look horrific, but it looks really nice. Like, the last 2 miles average is 9 point something, but it's a 4.5 mile climb, 6.5% average. So the first section there's a little limp, and then the middle section in particular, like the second, third, that's what they're calling it, they split it into 3, is pretty much flat. So the winner of my category last year did 21, a low 21. So there's a bit of room to play with, and we'll see how we go. So this is Alex Bourgain. I hope I'm saying his name right. He absolutely ripped my legs off on the Telegraph events when we were racing up at the Galibier on the front, and nobody could come round until 1k to go. And I mentioned him in the video that I did previously, so I knew I was going to be up against it when he was one rider in front of me in the same category. And I thought I didn't know much about any of the other competitors because it's all new to me out here, but I saw him off, and then it was my turn to go. Howcroft-Jones. 10 seconds to go here, and I was feeling the nerves a little bit. It felt very real.
10 secondes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
So I've done my calculations here, and that the first section was steep. It was going to be a relatively hard start into just above threshold for around 4 minutes. And I settled in quite well, actually. I decided to start for the first minute out the saddle with a bit more of a familiarised position, but then very quickly just knocked it down into little ring and was spinning quite nicely over the top and averaged 92 cadence for this period, which was actually really pleasing. At this section I could see the brow of the hill coming, and that was a relief really, because I was feeling good at this point. So here the idea was just to be as aero as possible, just try and recover the best I could, and this is typically where I'd run a over-under session at around 330 to 340 and then back down to around 260 to 270. So I felt like this was going to be quite familiar for me, getting an aero position and just focus on speed here. So I'd driven the course and warmed up to this point on this section, and I was looking out for the chalet on the side of the road with the green awning. I knew that this is where the main climb started, and I wanted to feel fresh getting to this point. And I'll be totally honest, I did. I'd kept the legs moving pretty well. The cadence was good. I felt like, I'm not saying I was soft pedaling at 265, but I certainly didn't feel like I was reaching for that power, and it was all good signs. However, things started to fall apart very, very quickly in this middle section. You'll notice in a second that my breathing rate rapidly increases, and I'm not sure if it's something to do with the elevation, but we started to reach about 1500 meters above sea level, and I really struggled to hold nowhere near the target power that I'd set of around 320 to 330, and just really struggled to reach that 300 watt mark for this section. I had one of those moments that I really want to forget. This guy really cracked me. He wanted to make sure that I heard that it was 2 corners to go. And unfortunately I thought there was just one. And I think this comes back to actually preparation, and ideally I would have loved to have done a recon before the day of the event, but this just happened, and unfortunately this is where I blew, and I came past my father-in-law here and my wife-to-be, and you can see the speed isn't great coming into the finish, and this never ever happens on a maximal effort for me because I pride myself on pacing, but I literally couldn't even stand up at the end and just collapsed. To put things into perspective, this effort was 5.22 watt per kilo for 21 minutes. And this is nowhere near my best at all. I'd expect to hold these numbers for 40 minutes. Clearly there was an issue with pacing. A difficult one to pace this climb, hitting 202 max heart rate on the day.
I am absolutely broken after that. Just having a quick debrief at the end. Really struggling with these long efforts. I think since the old shoe, I've probably been training my 3 to 6 minute power. So what's that now, like 2.5 years, 3 years, and I just can't quite put the power out to these longer efforts. I did 22 minutes there, I think, but started off, I hit my power numbers for the first section and did it in 3.5 minutes when I predicted 4. Then the second section, I wanted to recover at 250 watts, I did 257, again predicting 4 minutes, but did it in 3.5, so it was 30 seconds up. Got halfway through the third section and I just hemorrhaged time. I just blew up, and I felt like I was going to be sick halfway.
10th overall, sorry.
10th overall.
4th with 23.15. the person in front of you was 22, 23 or something like that, so there was less than a minute between you and third.
Okay. And I think
Person who's won it was 19 minutes.
hopefully good for the legs for the long run. But I've got to recover now, ready for tomorrow. But I'm not racing it.
What's your tomorrow one?
Gravel tomorrow. I'm just going to do it as a long ride, and then I would prefer.
How far is it?
It's 100k, 60 miles with about 13,000 feet of climbing tomorrow. It's a big day. But I'm just going to ride that and then try and sort of recover for Sunday and do a bit of a better ride on Sunday on the
What's
road.
up next?
Road. That's 100 miles, 13,000 feet of climbing. So a nice, with that, 26,000 feet, 27,000 feet the weekend.
You've got to put about 5,000 to 6,000 calories in you.
I might enjoy that. There you go, spin it round. Drive side. Thoughts?
It's a nice bike. It's my bike.
So I am absolutely gutted because there is 16 riders scheduled to start the time trial in my age group, but only 9 showed up, so only the top 3 qualified, and I was 4th. And if everyone would have shown up, or even a couple more riders showed up, I would have qualified. But yeah, missed out by 1 place. But actually, like time-wise, I was a minute off, so I can't complain with that. It was just more the case that there was people not turning up, which has scuppered me taking a trip to Australia for the World Champs of time trialing, but not sure that was going to happen. Home for the night. Camping in the van in Villars at the start of the Granfondo on Sunday, but we've got a long, I think it's 15k descent down to Aigle for the start of the gravel ride in the morning. Tonight did well, but slightly disappointed. You had to be on the podium to qualify for the World's TT, and I think, like I said before, 7 people didn't turn up, so it was a real shame. But tomorrow is just a fun ride, and I'm quite looking forward to that. Like, no pressure. I have no aspirations to go to the gravel worlds whatsoever. And like one of the organisers said tonight, if you come in here to do this one, you're not really targeting Holland as your main event. Like, there's 12,000 feet of climbing tomorrow, so pan flat course in Holland isn't really something I'm targeting. So yeah, pressure's off, and hopefully have a nice day and then get ready for the Granfondo Sunday. So see you tomorrow.